Buhari hasn't failed Nigerians. He's even tolerating rubbish from them. Masari. The governor of Katsina State, Aminu Bello Masari, has said, contrary to the views of some quarters, President Buhari has not failed Nigerians. Masari, who spoke in a television Continental interview on Sunday, said Nigerians should instead commend Buhari for tolerating rubbish from some people. He said the rating of the president has not changed. Anybody saying that the rating of the Buhari administration has gone down should wait till when we would have won an election. Protests are necessary in a democracy. Even in the best democracy in the world, people protest. The fact we have a democracy does not mean that people should not complain or protest. I don't think Buhari has failed us. I think he has tolerated us. We once had a civilian president who couldn't take the rubbish that Buhari is taking from some people. The governor described the APC as the strongest, most reliable and dependable party in Nigeria today, saying the dialogue between his government and bandits collapsed because the criminals were not organized under a known leadership. Inexcusable. It is inexcusable. He said, I started the idea of dialogue with bandits way back in 2016 in collaboration with heads of security agencies, and we visited areas where bandits were in charge. Some of them laid down their arms, but the agitation continues and it escalated last year with kidnap of Kankara boys. The previous dialogue, because the bandits are not under any organized leadership or umbrella, or the previous dialogue failed because the bandits are not under any organized leadership or umbrella. They are in various groups and categories. You see how you guys expose yourself? That you guys are not capable of sorting out issue unless it's under one body. It doesn't make sense. And then how is he tolerating rubbish from Nigerians? Can you elaborate on that, Masari? Because I don't understand. I think at this point, things are just being said and reported just to aggravate the Nigerian public and distract us from what is at hand. That's it. We can't be focused on our energy on these kind of things. Our energy should be focused on our mental revolution to further and start the physical revolution whereby we kick out this government in 2023. That's my own. Let's see what the commenters have said. Someone said, I'm not surprised. You cannot give what you don't have. Exactly. This is the same I saw giving money to bandits in Katsina, thinking that will stop banditry. So he is the rubbish we expected Buhari to be dealt with long ago. But okay. Someone says, unfortunate Mumu like you, going by qualification and integrity, your likes would not have come to the seat of power. Not to mention that you are a governor, can you even hear yourself? So you should not be criticized because he's God, right? We demand immediate separating of this big for nothing entity called Nigeria. I think even if I don't know if it's likely, because I think it's going to be much harder to imagine if we all agree that we want to separate. Do we just separate? I don't know if it works like that. I think it might be more complicated. I mean, how does it work? And also, another point is that, like, if we decide that we want to be together, what step do we take? Do we be like, okay, you know what, accountability? What should be your criminal offense, or what should be the offense for you to commit a crime or just do anything illegal as somebody in office? And it should be significant. It should be a significant, weighty punishment where at least from the bare minimum they would have the audacity or they would have the respect, at least the forced inorganic respect, but it's respect at the end of the day. The respect to hide certain things, and basically when they're coming to us, they would not come to us with BS because they know how we would react. Again, it is what it is. Someone says, yes, now true talk, he has not failed Nigeria, but he has worked hard to destroy Nigeria. Well, technically it's the same thing. You destroying the country, you're working to fail, or basically fail the people that make up the country, especially you being a president and being put in a trusted position. Someone says, when I was growing up, old men always tell the truth, but today old men are the ones telling most lies. Anyway, Buhari and APC started it by bringing change that have changed. Yeah, that is true. I mean, I guess, can we sue on false accusations? Because the change they promised was positive and they're giving us negative change. So we can sue on, on the basis and grounds of deceit. Someone says that's why your state is in ruins, because you apparently lack knowledge to differentiate between success and failure. Absolutely, 100%. Someone says if he wants to deal with opposition, then let him be like late Mugabe or Paul Biya. Keep your country in order, peaceful and safe. Okay. Before you can think of dealing with opposition trying to sabotage your efforts, federal government is harboring bandits, leaders, Boko Haram sponsors, and kidnapping tycoons. Oh gosh, it's so sad to read. I don't even want to read everything because it's actually very, very sad. Obviously with the recent case of Isan Pantami, I think there so many times where there's a cycle. Of course, there's always bad news in the country. However, there are times where it's very much intense, and I think that sometimes it's a bit intentional. I think we should not necessarily play with the games and tactics of these media houses. Not gonna lie, because it's just for our reactions and we get tired. I think it's very, very draining and counterproductive to again get into that cycle of not fixing the oppressive nature when we can actually fix it. And because again, it's sad news, and I think we've gotten to that state where we're so sad that we just deal with the problem on a micro level where we are self-sufficient. Therefore, on a macro scale, nothing gets done. And then hard work is actually hardship and unnecessary endurance is promoted as hard work in a country where the system fails. I mean, a simple yet big problem is basically the industry of the country. Its industries in terms of how big is it? The music and film doing pretty good, but the rest is just, I mean, oil for the money. That's it. The rest is just a bit. I mean, if you look at people that own small businesses and entrepreneurship in the country, because of poor infrastructure, you're wasting energy in making infrastructure for yourself rather than infrastructure that you've put people in place to fix and that you're paying for through taxes. It is a lot. Someone says, what's my business? Those that voted for change are the ones he's referring to. But then the majority carries the vote and we all will still suffer the decision that has been made. So again, it's a thing of what do we want and what are we fighting for? Doesn't make sense. Someone says he tolerated you and another colleagues in the north winning and dining with terrorists, or whining and dining with terrorists. I wonder how you people think. It is so, so sad. Very sad. It's the country we live in. I think we're in a place of emergency, but we're not as proactive or tackling this dire situation. Put what you think about this in the comment section below, and do not forget to like and subscribe.